Hey y'all, it is Julian Jackson, your favorite real estate agent. And for today's tour, we are in the Bankhead neighborhood. Right now, I'm on the Beltline. It is going straight through the Bankhead neighborhood. It is a sign of all the changes that are happening in this area. I'm not gonna get too much into home prices right now, but for today's tour, we're gonna be talking about what people are saying about this neighborhood online, how the home prices are changing from in 5 years, 10 years in the past to what they're selling at now. We're gonna be doing a driving tour and a walking tour of some of the streets in the area so you can get a feel for what is happening right now. And I appreciate y'all staying tuned. Please like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Hey y'all, it is Julian Jackson, your favorite real estate agent in the Atlanta area. And for today's tour, we are touching on the Bankhead community. When you look in Google doing a search on the area, you're gonna see certain things that pop up asking questions about crime and along that line. And I just want to let you know that I am putting a link in the notes just so you can do research on all of the Atlanta neighborhoods, just so you know what you're going to run into regardless of the neighborhood. So you can do all your searching there. Outside of that, I want to touch on a little bit of the pricing and how much has changed over the years. In about the 2014 to 2016 time period, homes and land lots were selling as low as $5,000, going up the line to about $65,000. These days, you're seeing land lots and homes as low as about $45,000, but it goes all the way up the line to about $660,000. So it's changed a lot, and it's changing in some interesting ways. There are townhomes now that are breaking through the ceiling in the Bankhead area, and there's now the Beltline that's in the process of being paved through the Beltline, through the Bankhead area, and just there's so many things that are changing. So you're seeing a lot right now. You're seeing brand new construction, and you're also seeing properties that need a significant renovation and everything in between. There's so much that's happening on a ground level. There's corporations that are buying up huge pieces of land and also old warehouses to do humongous developments. It's just a lot of stuff going on, and due to its placement in the Atlanta area near the Bankhead Marta station, there's just so much potential for this area. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Bankhead looked totally different in another 10 years. But for now, we are in the year 2024. Let's walk, let's drive, and let's check out the neighborhood. So we're starting this tour off in the 1029 West community. In this area, you're going to see prices that are over the $600,000 mark. I remember when the news first came out of the prices in this community, it set an uproar. But the properties have sold. It's right next to the Atlanta BeltLine. You can actually walk right off the Atlanta BeltLine up the stairs in the back and into the back of the property. Also, you can drive in just like I did. Another thing about this community is it was built by Brock Built in 2022. I've actually been inside of several of these condos, and I've also seen during the process of when it was being built, and they are beautiful. They have beautiful views. It has sides and angles of the downtown and other parts of the city that I had never seen before. So it is a sight to see. It's definitely close to downtown, but it has to have a specific buyer in mind due to its setting in the Bankhead area. One last thing about this area before we head out and check out some more streets is it was basically a piece of land that was abandoned before this community was built. It has been a non-stop change in this neighborhood, and this neighborhood right here, this townhome community, is reflective of what I see happening in the Bankhead neighborhood in general over the next 5 to 10 years. Before we get any further on this tour of the Bankhead neighborhood, I want to talk about where this neighborhood is in location compared to other neighborhoods. All right, it is north of Hunter Hills and Washington Park, west of English Avenue, south of Knight Park and Hollowell Station, and east of Grove Park. Currently, right now, we are traveling on Pelham. Pelham is one of the longer side streets in the Bankhead neighborhood. For longer main streets, there's Bankhead Highway, otherwise known as Donald Lee Hollowell, and Joseph E. Boone. So Pelham actually turns into Finley Avenue, and Finley Avenue connects to 1029 townhome development. What you're about to see here is a huge development that does not look like much right now, but there are tens of millions of dollars of purchasing power that has purchased this development, and it has changed hands several times, and I will not be surprised to see something huge in this area in the next 5 to 10 years. Whatever it's going to be is going to be pretty substantial. Now that we've traveled on the street, let's also check out the rear part of this property, which is right on the Atlanta BeltLine. We're talking about prime property right here. So it makes sense why this property has changed hands several times and it's gone upwards of several million dollars. We are now driving on Simmons. Like many of the streets in the Bankhead neighborhood, you're going to see homes that are definitely livable, all the way down to the line to homes that need a significant rehab. Some may even say need to just be straight up knocked down. You're also going to see some land lots in the neighborhood. With this street in particular, Simmons ends briefly. You make a quick right and a quick left, and the street continues. So that's what I'm going to do. As we continue driving down Simmons, I just want y'all to enjoy the ride. I don't have a lot of fluff to continue on this street, but I definitely want you to get a feel for the neighborhood and this street and the other streets in particular. So I'm going to chime in on the next block. We are now driving down North Avenue. If you've seen in my previous videos on English Avenue and Grove Park, it's the same North Avenue that starts up and stops and Starts over in the Candler Park area on the east side of town and goes all the way to the Grove Park neighborhood on the west side of town. Now that we have driven several residential streets in the Bankhead neighborhood and touched on some commercial spots, let's do a focus on some of the major streets for commercial in the Bankhead neighborhood. Right now, I am driving down the major artery street of the Bankhead neighborhood. Old Atlantans may call it Bankhead Highway, but the actual name for it is Donald Lee Hollowell. If you're looking at the map, it is the street that is yellow. While driving through the commercial district of the Bankhead area, you've probably seen those townhomes that I talked about previously, some other buildings that are built more to the highest and best use of the neighborhood. You've also probably seen some land lots and some properties that probably are going to be knocked down in the future so the land can go to its highest and best use. Now let's check out one of the parks that the Bankhead neighborhood has to offer. We are now entering Maddox Park, and this park is a little over 50 acres in the Bankhead neighborhood. It's right off of Donald Lee Hollowell, and it's also pretty close to right across the street from the Bankhead Marta station, which is not actually in the Bankhead neighborhood, but for this conversation, it is named after the street. It is named after the neighborhood, so we're going to talk about it today. Maddox Park offers amenities such as the swimming pool and a basketball court. Of course, you can come out there, have yourself a picnic, and have yourself a good old time. Other amenities that the Bankhead neighborhood offers is the Westside BeltLine Connector Trail. It actually starts in the downtown area of Atlanta, crosses into Vine City, English Avenue, and then it hits the Bankhead neighborhood. It is a connector trail to the actual Beltline, part of the Beltline that is paved and other parts aren't paved, as you've seen earlier in the video. There's a really cool development that is in the English Avenue neighborhood called Westside Motor Lounge and Echo Street Development. I really recommend checking out that video. It's on the English Avenue neighborhood. Check out that video and see what is happening not even a mile away from this location. We are now currently driving on Neal Street Northwest. Neal Street will stop, cross over, start again, and then it turns into another street, Taser. So I'm going to take you through these streets, and y'all enjoy the ride. Right now, we are currently on Taser. This could be the last street as part of the driving tour. Y'all, we are now at the Bankhead Marta station, and there's no fitting place to end this tour than to signify Marta and going places, because this Bankhead area is definitely going places. There's so many great things that I've talked about, like the home prices, the newer construction that's coming over here, the development plans for the area, and what the area currently looks like to what it could possibly look like in the future is mind-blowing. There's a huge development project that's actually going to be going here in the Marta station. That's in the future. There's just so much development news. I have been reached out by some people about some of the previous neighborhoods that they want more information. There's so much information to give. These videos are only a starting place, and you can dive as deep as you want to in all those areas. Anyways, this ends the tour for the Bankhead neighborhood. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Stay tuned. Check out some of my other videos. Y'all have a great day.